This is the kitchen vent on my RV. It's all busted and cracked and yellowed. It needs to be replaced. I've never done it before, so, well, let's figure this out. Hi, welcome back. Today what we're going to be working on, and we got to figure it out, so let's figure it out, is because I've never done this before. This is the kitchen vent. So it's located right above the stove. You click it on and it blows all the cooking stuff and smoke out. I'm going to replace it with, as far as I can tell, the same exact one. It's made by Ventline. This is made by Ventline. The holes appear to line up. So that's what I'm going to replace it with. It's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to peel all this off and clean it up and then use butyl tape to put the new one on. Now, if you're not familiar with butyl tape, it's kind of a gray 3/4 inch or 1 inch wide tape. It's like a mastic. It's like a caulking. Well, not like mastic. Mastic gets hard. This stuff really doesn't get hard. So, not going to bore you with the details. I'll put you in time lapse and I'll start taking this off and getting it cleaned up. Once I get to that point, I'll bring you back, okay? Well, that went a lot faster than I thought it would. It came right off. The butyl tape was still in fairly good shape. It wasn't all rock hard and come off in chunks. I mean, some did, but it wasn't that bad. And that went so quick. That went so quick that I'm going to let you hang around for this next part. And that is putting it all back together again. I mean, how hard could it be? We already just took it apart. Of course, having said that, I can't get the bag open on the butyl tape. This is butyl tape. This particular roll, no idea. There's no specs on the outside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it into strips. I'm going to fit it up here. I'm going to take the vent, put it over it, put the screws back in. And if we figured it out correctly, we'll be done here. Now, normally I would use my utility knife. I can't find them. I only got like 6 of them and I can't find them. So unfortunately, I'm down to razor blades. It's amazing. I've got about 4 razor blades in the corner of my tool cabinet up there. I never lose them. This stuff is it's not bad to work with. I mean, I've worked with far worse stuff. Actually, this shop we're working in, I built this thing. And I used a lot of this trying to seal it up. Well, I started using a lot of it to seal it up and then I gave up because it was a lot of work. And I hadn't planned on insulating it, and so it was a lot of work for very little return. So I stopped doing it. The main reason why the old one got all broken up is because when I was cleaning this RV, I used a pole with a brush on the end of it, and I smacked it, and you know, it just broke. So here I am, putting it up. You know, this being a 1996, when you pull into an RV park, a state parks aren't that bad, but if you pull into like a KOA, you've got a 96 here. Well, it draws some looks because it's old, but I don't have a problem with it being old. Okay, that doesn't bother me. Now, if it was old and ugly, I'd have a problem with that. So what I did is I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to make it not look so old and ugly. And there was a procedure using Zep floor products. And there's a bunch of YouTube videos on that. You can look that up. So I used the stripper on it first. That kind of worried me, because there was a lot of oxidation on this. And my gravel out there is white. When I was done, it was whiter. So I was concerned that I'd have bare metal and stuff like that around there, but it wasn't that bad. Came out okay. Now in this corner here where I cut it, I'm just going to kind of squish it together. This stuff, it's like modeling clay almost, and you can just work it in together. Then that'll seal that up. So back to having an ugly RV. Actually not having an ugly RV. I went to the next step. The next step is I use Zep floor polish. And 2 coats, 2 or 3 coats. I don't remember. So I put a couple coats on this, and it shined it right up. So it's now nice and shiny, and as long as I keep it clean, I don't feel bad. And you pull into an RV park, and wife and I have been doing this for a while. So we pretty much know what units cost. And man, there's some expensive units out there. But that's just not us. So I think we're just about done here, and then I'll put the screws in, and I'll check it real quick to make sure everything lines up. Squish that back together in there. Put the knife someplace where I won't hurt myself. And here's the new. Here's the old. Oh, it'd be funny as hell if I went to put this up and it didn't even fit in the hole. That'd be funny. Anyway, so let's see, hole size, it matches. Bolt pattern, they match. At least on one side. So let's see how lucky we get. I've got to fit it right, oh, I got to trim some more here. Right up in here. See, there's an internal thing here too. So you've got to go on that side, you got to go on the top, you got to go on the bottom, you got to go on the side. This side over here is, I got to trim some of this. And you know what? Actually, I think I missed this whole line over here. So I'm just going to pop this guy off. And this is where you get into the let's figure it out part. And that I'm not an expert. So I'm going to pick this here up. I'm going to stretch it a little. That's probably enough. Put that back up there. What I did is I had it too far that way. So I knew I had to trim some off, so I didn't think it was that big a deal. But then when I actually got down to it, it was a bit much. And there was about 1/8 of an inch gap over here. So you think 1/8 of an inch gap, that's not that much. But the whole seating part's only about 3/8. So that was about 30%. Now that sounds like a bigger number. Okay. There. I'll line it up on the dirt mark over here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go a little bit fat on that. Now normally I'd have my mic on. It's over there charging because I left it in the van all night because I'm working on the van too. So hopefully this is coming through. I'm trying to speak up loud enough. I've got some options when I get it all finished up that I can take a look at and try to make it sound better. Okay, so I fixed. Nope, I still got to trim this. So cut there, cut there. Let's see, can I just fold it back, or is it going to be in the way? That's going to be in the way. So I'll just zip it off here. There we go. Much nicer. Okay, so like I said, this has to go on the outside. So we'll fit that in there, we'll fit that in there. We'll slide that. Oh, I was so close. So close. And there's the little catch thing right there that it's hitting on. So, let's try to get it up on top first. And it's not going to go. There's a little thing up in there. And of course, I don't have a tool for that. So let me go grab a pair of needle nose. And I'll just bend that down just a little bit inside there. Of course, I said that walking away, so you probably didn't hear me. Went and grabbed some needle nose. Gonna bend this down here just a hair. It's metal inside. At least it feels like metal. All right. Being new to this, I wanted to try something else so new. Right over here. Oh, it's in the shot. Anyway, there's my new camera, so it'll give like a close-up up here. Of course, it's on the wrong side, so you won't be able to see that. Okay, that goes in much better now. That goes in, that goes in. And I want to try to squish it down under that lip, because that's what it was before. Okay, what did I do with my screw gun? It's up here. So, see if we can put these back in the same holes. Now, you could also put in some more caulk around it, but a couple things are going to happen if you do that. And most of them have to do with it being real noticeable. So, especially if you use silicone. Silicone caulking, you have to get the non-yellowing. You put some white up here, it looks brilliant white and it stands out, but that's okay. You know, if it doesn't bother you, go for it. I don't think it's necessary, and if you're gonna do it, you really only have to do it on these three sides. There's my tip. Well, I hope I don't have to take that one out again because there's not much left of that screw head. But seeing that the first one lasted for over 20 years, I'm hoping this one will last for over 20 years. But then what are the odds that in 2040, this thing's still on the road. But you never know. I'm still waiting for the flying car. There you go. Well, it looks like we figured this one out. Not much of a project, really wasn't that hard, so if you're worried about doing it, just dive right in. It's really not that hard. Don't get focused on it being perfect, okay? The goal, just make progress, make your RV better. Thanks again.